All right, what's the most important thing you took away from your time on the team?
Oh my gosh, just the friendships. Um, I like to make fun of my sister because she was in a sorority, so she had to pay for her friends in college. But yeah, I mean, like they're women, and I don't want to say women because that sounds weird, but like girls that like if I had, I guess it's different now because I just got married, so I have a husband. So technically, he would be my first call if I was in jail. But prior to meeting him, like if I was in jail and I had one call, the top like 5 people are all girls I played with.
Mm-hmm. No?
So,
Okay.
What's the most important thing you took away from your time as a member of BWB?
Oof. Jeez. I think the most important thing is that nothing stays the same. Like it's constantly changing. We had a new team, we had like a new dynamic, but no year was better or worse. You know, it was just different, and like it's important to remember that even though something good is leaving, like what's coming next can be just as good. So
What's the most important thing you took away from your time as a member of BWB?
Most important thing, probably, I don't know, maybe just like, you know, kind of just how to be like a good teammate and, you know, a good friend to everybody. And then at the end of the day, all of our little college dramatics don't really matter. It's the big picture is that I have so many great friends and memories from that time. So probably that's what I would take away from it.
What's the most important thing you took away from your time as a member of BWB?
Honestly, just how I've moved into like the workforce, like how to be a good team member. Like, I mean, like the last few years specifically, like we were just such a close group, and like we respected each other. We were kind to like each other. Like we were good teammates and we were friends and we were so close. And like that transition to how we were as teammates onto the court, like I feel like I hear these crazy experiences of girls on different teams and how bad it was and how mean they were and they weren't good at their sport or anything. Like I just hear horror stories, and I think that because we were so close and good teammates and had such good leadership and everything, like that has affected how I am in team environments, and like that's transitioned to how I hold myself in the workforce and everything. So I definitely think that the experience there has affected me the rest of my life.
Definitely. I agree.
What is the most important thing that you took away from your time as a member of BWB?
I think that it's important. I think I realized then how important it is to have your people that are your people, because I had some on the team. And I think I realized then, and I think it's a lesson you have to keep coming back to, but I remember realizing it then that you have to find your people and you have to keep them close. And sometimes it takes a little bit of hard work to make that happen. But it's an important thing you have to do for your whole life to make sure you have that support system.
What's the most important thing you took away as your time as a BWB member?
I think it's most of the life lessons, and you know, not only the positive, but learning from the failures and the losses that you don't want to, but you learn a lot more in those moments than you do in the wins. So I think it's really that, and I would say every day I'm using a lot of those skills and life lessons in the work I do. So I think that would be what I would say.
What's the most important thing you took away from your time as a member of BWB?
I would say like definitely my work ethic and time management. I think that like practice is pretty long. And there's also a lot of other things that we have to do. So I think that like being able to manage the time that I was able to, or how I was able to manage time, is something that's been like super applicable to like my life after college. And then I think that like work ethic and like, you know, working for someone like on it when you're on a team, you're working for Carol, like, you know, and being able to report up to somebody and like get your job done is so important and something that's so like transitions really well to after college. And I think that I definitely wouldn't have like acquired those skills if it wasn't for playing a BWB.
Okay. What's the most important thing that you took away from your time as a member of BWB?
Probably just how to continuing to like think about others and to realize the impact that you can have on the people around you and how important and how much that matters over everything. If you know, no matter what you're doing, just try to have a positive impact on, you know, that person you're having the conversation with or that team that you're with, and just know that you put in everything you can and try to walk away having pride.
Yeah.
Agreed. And I just think that playing a sport or some type of exercise has always been good for me physically, but it's also been very good for me mentally.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I definitely agree with that. When we first got back here, it was kind of just like really weird and like just unorganized just because of everything that was going on like this year, not last year. And as soon as we started practicing, like I personally just felt so much better. Like just like if we have a practice Friday morning, like the rest of my day is just so much better. Like
absolutely,
because we had that practice. And even like you feel like you don't want to go the night before, like you're setting your alarm for 6, like but as soon as like you're there and like you're with the team and like playing basketball, I feel like you just feel so much better mentally.
Always.
I definitely agree with you there.
What's the most important thing you took away from your time at BWB?
To kind of appreciate opportunity, whether that's like an opportunity you don't think you should have been given, or you're surprised that you've like found yourself in, or to just take advantage of being around like the people that you are as teammates and like learning from them and just kind of having like the closeness and like the family feel. Like don't take advantage of it and appreciate it, I would say. Overall from like BWB, like it's interesting because you have like your Brandeis women's basketball life, but then like as you kind of like establish yourself and get more comfortable at Brandeis and just like within yourself. I mean, how old are you? 18?
19.
19, yeah, like you're so young, like kind of just being thrown into like college. I like thought I was ready for it, but in hindsight I probably wasn't. So I think just like kind of taking advantage of being able to learn from other people, whether that's like their mistakes. I think that's the best way you can learn. Like don't do what other people do, but then just being able to like take the advice of like older classmates like who have been there before, and kind of if I could do it again, I probably wouldn't walk around as if I had all the answers, because I definitely didn't, and sometimes I thought I did. So I think just overall embrace it, I think would be my biggest advice, if you will. I don't know, because it goes by fast. It goes by really fast. And every small moment that you think is a big deal, don't make the small moments like a bigger deal than they need to. Stressing over stupid things is not worth it. And as Carol likes to say, control what you can control.
What's the most important thing you took away from your time as a member of BWB?
I think it was to learn how to, the value of a team and how your team makes you as an individual successful. And at least for me, the success I had on the court could not have happened without my team. And I feel like even in my business, the success of my business relies on my employees. And so the team makes you, and you find your place within that team. And I think it's an important skill to have. And when I first got out of college and getting my first jobs, I remember being dismayed at the fact that so many people didn't know how to sort of play on a team, and just like not backstab you to get to the next rung on the ladder. So those enjoy that, because it's like the one thing about playing on the team too was we had a lot of people that just had a lot of differences of opinion about things and didn't agree with XYZ. But when we stepped on that court, all that stuff went away and none of it mattered. And we had a common goal, you know, to whatever, achieve what we were trying to achieve. And it was awesome. And sometimes it's the only place you'll ever find that. So I would say just relish it, relish every minute of it, because it's awesome.
What's the most important thing you took away from your time as a member of BWB?
Lifelong friends and lifelong skills like time management, dedication, goes on and on.
Yeah.
What's the most important thing you took away from your time as a member of BWB?
I would say all of it, right? So just everything that you learn from being on a successful team and being a good teammate, time management, all of those skills, working together, passion, challenges, growth. I really value all of it. And I give this speech to our student athletes all the time, again, about how your 4 years in college goes really fast and you don't realize it, but the challenges that you face in college are building you and developing you for your future. And it's true that one day you will look back on it and be like, wow, yeah, I learned that from this moment in time. So it's not one thing. It's just really the whole experience has prepared me for so many different assets of life.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of college basketball players end up growing up to be like super, like you said, how you were talking about the alum that you're close to, like very badass or passionate, like, and it's so dope to see like people grow that in that way.
Okay, what's the most important thing you took away from your time as a member of BWB?
My friendship with the girls, just a sense of well-being when I was there. It's like, I mean, you know what it's like in college. Times can be tough, you know, tough classes, or, you know, I think during the year, my grandmother died. I mean, there were a lot of, you know, when things get tough, at least you can just go to practice and forget everything. And that was a sense of being grounded when I was at school. And so, you know, it's better than any drug, you know, being able to go and run and play. Okay, we didn't win every game, but we still had fun.
Yeah.
So I would say that.
I think a lot of us feel the same way. So.
Okay, good. So times haven't changed that much.